Hey guys, today we're at Mohave Lake. I'm excited. This is the first time I've ever been here. I know it's known for big smallmouth, which we don't really get to mess with a ton in kind of central Arizona there. So excited to hopefully catch some smallmouth today. Just launched the boat. The water temperature is looking like it's going to be about 52 degrees or so. So looking to be kind of pre-spawn conditions. So middle of February. I know they're going to want to move up soon here, but I think we're probably a little bit early for them to be spawning, but it's getting close. So what we're going to be focused on today is kind of the mouths of the coves, secondary points, kind of staging areas, maybe some flats, and see if we can find some fish on that. Really what we're kind of thinking, it looks like the wind's supposed to start blowing a little bit later in the afternoon today. So being the first time here, I don't think we're going to run super far, kind of keep it closer to proximity. So if the wind does blow, we kind of get a feel for what that's like and don't get ourselves in a little bit too far over our heads. But yeah, what I'm thinking is maybe some drop shots, Ned rigs, jigs, jerk baits, things like that. But we're going to kind of start with that, and then as we progress and see a little bit more of the area and see what's going on here, we'll adapt from there. But that's kind of our initial plan, just based off what we're seeing launching the boat, seeing what the water temperature is, and as the day goes on we'll build off of that. But stay tuned. So I wanted to give some quick insight on just kind of what my thought is going into the day here. So as you can see, we've never been here before, no trails on the map. So what I'm kind of thinking is maybe a cove with some secondary points and things like that, maybe kind of flat towards the back here so that we can kind of hit some of those staging areas. In a month, I think they're going to be up spawning, but now I think we're just a little bit early. So I'll kind of walk you through what I'm looking at on my map here. So this could probably be a good one right here. It's got some secondary points kind of in the back here, but kind of scroll around to what I initially found and kind of walk you through. So if you look at this cove right here, we got a point here, point here, point here, secondary point, secondary point. That's kind of a secondary point on the front here. So that's got kind of a lot of area that would be good for staging, and I think that's where we're going to start. It looks like there's plenty of potential there to hold some fish, and then soon, towards maybe in a month or so, a lot of the fish will be back on these flats spawning. So I think that's a good starting point. That's what we're gonna run with in the beginning here and see what we can do. So we just pulled up to our first spot. We're starting out on the outside to start. We're just gonna kind of work our way in, and if we catch them on the outside, we know we can kind of focus on main lake points. If we get more in and we're catching them on secondary points, then we know we can kind of focus on that. So to start, I'm gonna start with the Ned rig. I have my dad throwing a drop shot there. Really the goal is to just kind of get a few fish in the boat, kind of see where we do it at, and then that'll help us build and kind of focus on more areas that are similar to where we catch them. So for now, we're kind of in search mode. Really insane how clear the water is here. I think we first pulled up to this point, it was about 40 feet deep, and you could see the bottom no problem. So I've never seen water that clear, but yeah, that's our plan for the moment, and we'll keep you updated as we move along throughout the day. So we started fishing in the cove that I pointed out on the map there. What we found out pretty quick is with the water being as clear as it is, we can learn a lot more by just kind of covering water on with the trolling motor on high than actually fishing all the stuff and taking our time to really dissect it. So we burned through there pretty quick, and pretty much what we found is the fish were almost always related to either a point or a fish structure. So that gives us a lot of good information there. That's kind of what I was assuming, is we were going to find them on the points. That one in particular, we didn't really see a ton in, but the bottom was super insignificant, so there wasn't much rock or anything going on. It was kind of just sand and gravel. So that gives us a little bit of information to work on. We're going to probably try and focus on more defined points with more rock on it now and see what we can find. We did see some really big ones in there, but so far it wasn't really looking like it was going to be too easy to catch them. But Anyways, we'll continue on. So the wind just picked up, kind of to be suspected. What we're gonna try and do now is throw a little bit of reaction bait. So I'm gonna throw the blade bait and just kind of cover water. We're looking for steeper, kind of rocky banks for this. So if there's points on it, like chunk rock, things like that, that's really what we're looking for. My dad's gonna throw the drop shot behind and just see if he can pick one up, kind of being a little bit more finessey, but a little bit of wind going. We're gonna see if we can do some reaction baits while my dad's doing the drop shot there. So we'll see how that goes. There's that blade bait.
Yeah, get it in.
Holy crap.
Whoa,
That thing's huge.
oh my god.
There we go. Damn.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Just wanted to give a quick update. So like I said, this is our first time at this lake, so it's really search mode for us. We don't really have any spots. We don't have techniques that are kind of solidified yet. So what we're doing today is just really trying to put something together and figure out what's going on. We started the morning fishing kind of just a big bay with a lot of main lake points, secondary points. Pretty quickly on, we jumped on the trolling motor and just started cruising while the water was calm so we could kind of see what was going on. And what we saw was the fish were really isolated to either points or the fish structures. Weren't able to put any fish together in there, but we went and fished a hump after that. Dad caught a pretty good one on a drop shot there. We just moved to a new spot where we're fishing kind of bluff walls slash rocks with points and just a lot of terrain going on here that's all rocky and kind of fits into what we found so far. So I'm switching over to a little tail spinner here. This is something that I've had great success at Apache with, fishing for smallmouth. Good winter bait as well, so just a good all-around way to kind of fish all depths and really effectively do it. And then my dad's got a Vision 110 going here as well, so we'll see how it goes. This kind of all fits in because the wind is blowing on this bank. We've had a pretty steady wind going for a little bit here, so I think kind of switching over to reaction baits could be a way to trigger some more bites, and we'll see how we can make that work for the rest of the afternoon.
Big.
There's a smallmouth.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he's big. Check that out. Told you that was a smallmouth bait. There we go. Check this thing out. The SD card ran out while I was in the process of catching it. He goes and just smokes this thing. Check this out. Big ol' largemouth. It's a little short, but it was just under 5 pounds, so not a bad fish. I didn't think we were gonna get on a largemouth doing this, but we did. There we go. There she goes. On the jerk bait.
Good?
Yeah, it feels good, yeah. Yeah, he's good.
We swallowed it.
Think you wanted it? That's another good one. To be honest, I think he bit that 3 times, and I think I missed him 3 times before I got him, but the last time he inhaled it. So there we go, another fish. So a tail spinner is one of my favorite reaction baits to fish in the winter. Pretty easy to fish. Basically how you do it, you cast it out, let it sink to the bottom, and you just watch your line until your line goes slack. So just keep feeding it line, feeding it line, feeding it line. Once it's on the bottom and you know it's on the bottom, then very simple, you just pull and you feel that vibration. So you'll move it probably 1.5 feet or so, maybe 1 foot, 2 feet, somewhere in that range. Kind of depends on the day. If it's colder, you want to go a little bit slower. If it's warmer, you can go a little bit quicker. And then you just pick it up and watch your line. So once your line goes slack, you pull it up again. So sometimes you have to kind of feed it line and let it go if you're going down a steeper bank. But very simple to fish. And then most times what's gonna happen is you just pick the bait up and the fish is on it. So sometimes you'll feel it hit the slack line, but more times than not, you just pick it up and the fish is there. So definitely a good way to fish in the colder months. This also works with a blade bait, lipless crankbait, anything like that. So same technique. Basically everything's the same, just a different presentation. So in this situation where we got smallmouth, I like the idea of having the blade on the back there spinning. I feel like that vibration and the extra flash is something that works better with smallmouth. But all of them will work in certain situations, so you just gotta try them and see which one they want that day. Behavior, I think. Yeah, of course. There we go. I think that's a sign. They're eating it good. That one I saw on live scope. There was like 4 of them. I'll probably catch another one in a second here, watch. He's what, 2 pounds?
Yeah. Lamb.
I want to throw it back at these fish. Another one.
Hit him?
Yeah. Feels like a good one. This is a good one.
Live scope. You go on the other side?
Yeah, we'll go this way. Oh, it's a largemouth.
Big largemouth. Dang.
I thought they only had smallmouth at this lake. What's this about?
We gotta weigh that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good one too.
Healthy sucker. Beautiful.
Check that out. 3.5. I wasn't expecting to catch that many largemouth over 3 to 4. That's one, yeah.
Big.
And I don't know. It's hard to tell with these things.
I know.
They swim at you, yeah, like you just turned. He's not bad.
Not bad. He's awesome.
Tell you what, this is turning out to be a pretty dang good day. Haven't caught this many smallmouth in probably ever, honestly, but this is awesome to see that. And to see the largemouth mixed in that we're not supposed to catch is pretty cool too, because they've all been big, so good day. We're gonna go ahead and call it. So that was a pretty awesome day. I think we ended up with almost 18 pounds there, so that was not expected. I thought we were gonna come in here and really get our teeth kicked in a little bit, which we did until about 1 o'clock or so. I don't think we caught our first fish until, I don't know, 12, 1 o'clock. And then once we switched and started fishing that deeper kind of bluff wall type stuff and throwing that tail spinner mainly, started picking up some fish. So this is just one of those days where you kind of just have to take little subtle hints as the day goes on and just build off of it, every little bit of information that you can get. So started this morning, and with what we could see with our physical eyes, we determined that most of the fish were kind of relating to points. So as the day went on, we kind of put that together, and as we're fishing these steep bluffy rock walls there, it's full of different points, and pretty much whenever you'd get by one of those, there's a chance you're gonna catch a fish. So we had one little situation there where I saw on live scope there was a pile of fish and a little gully between 2 points there, and we ended up catching 3 fish out of that. So that was super helpful. One of those things where you just gotta really take every hint you can get, because sometimes they're not easy to come by. So got here today, honestly I was expecting it to be a little bit further along, closer to the spawn, but we're still in pretty much winter conditions here. So water temperature never got above 52 today. I was hoping it was going to be kind of closer to that 56, 57 mark when we got here, but it just isn't quite there yet. Will be soon, but not quite yet. But I'm super stoked with the day. What do you think?
Pretty amazing day or afternoon.
Yeah, you got your personal best smallie
Personal
today,
best
right?
smallmouth, yeah.
Personal best smallie, almost a 5-pounder. So of course he got the biggest fish. He seems to be known for that. So good day. Mojave did us good. We've been hitting some other lakes recently, and it's not been the easiest. So it's nice to go to a new place and actually catch some fish and have a good solid day out there. So I'm excited to fish it again tomorrow. We're gonna kind of build off of what we did today. Maybe run a little bit further up the lake and see more of it, but super solid day. I'm happy with it. So stay tuned for the next time.